What's good, y'all, bro? What's good, y'all? We're back finally with another reaction video. This one is called from the homie TommyNFG. You see it right there. Music is kinda dead. And kinda is not even is an understatement. Kinda is an understatement. Now I ain't gonna lie. The only people who are saving the rap game right now is sadly the older people, like the older artists um that's been around the whole time for like 10, 20 years. Those are the people who are still doing their thing. But when it comes to music, when it comes to like the newer music, it's all bad. It's all trash, bro. I'm still listening to Jermaine Cole. I'm still listening to J. Cole a month in, 2 months in. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I don't, there has been a couple people. The Kid Laroi dropped an album. It was absolutely fantastic. Don Toliver dropped an album, and I haven't listened. It was cool for the first listen, but I have not listened to that album since. But other than that, I could care less. I could care less other than J. Cole, bro. Other than Jermaine Cole. So yeah, man, music is dead. Nobody cares about music, and these underground artists, they're all bad. They're all trash, bro. So we're gonna see what TommyNFG, our homie TommyNFG, always say, or got to say. He always has something to say about the state of the world right now, or around these times, man. So yeah, man. So that's why I like to watch his videos. I apparently forgot how to do a reaction channel or a reaction video. We're gonna see how it goes, man. We're gonna have to see how it goes. But before we start, I know that you got to go down there and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell notifications. I will have the video and link in the description box down below. And yeah, man, I might get a little bit of music. I might get it. I like to dabble my hand in everything. Do a little dabble with the reactions. Do a little dabble with the stories. Which I'm in the process of creating the one I just finished and putting it into a video form. It just takes a while because it's long. And I kind of want to dabble that one into some music. I'm just saying, just for fun. I don't want to call myself an artist, but hey, I can't be as bad. I can't be worse than what's already out. But let's get right to this video, man. Again, all the links is in the description box down below. You already know the deal, and let's get right into it, man. Y'all ready? Cause I'm ready. Let's go.
Music has been the pillar that's held up society and human connection for centuries. If I couldn't wake up and listen to my old Kanye tracks at the gym, or MJ tracks and in my head think I'm sounding like him, but I sound completely nothing like him, then I probably wouldn't be as productive in my days. And from the 2000s to 2010s, every year felt like we had a certain music era going on. It felt special, like you could point out what genre was popping and what the media was focusing on. Now we probably have the most music ever recorded in human history, so you would think it'd feel way more special, but if anything, it's the opposite now. And a lot of people have been talking about it this year. It's felt like it's only gotten worse every year. One genre that's probably facing its worst fall off ever is rap. And to me, since rap is the type of music I listen to the most, I feel very much qualified to talk about this. Anyone who was there for the prime SoundCloud rapper time from 2016 to 2020 already knows how much is diminished. In a weird way, it was actually a community back then. The wave at that time seems unreal compared to now, because I swear every week you'd have a brand new rapper pop up with a #1 song. Then you'd have the Lyrical Lemonade video to go with it. We was eating good in that time. This isn't even counting the big three era of rap before this wave with Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole.
Hey, Cole did say that he had 2 Kendrick songs on that album. Bro, could you imagine if we could have got 2 Kendrick songs? And I believe he said he had a Drake song on the album, and but he scrapped it after that whole thing went down, bro. Could you imagine if we could have got some Kendrick songs on the fall off, bro, and another Drake song, bro? We would have been eating, bro. Mr. Rhodes, Mr. Cody Raheem Rhodes, bro. We would have been eating. It's a shame. It's an absolute shame, bro.
But they were also still dropping as well in that time, so you always had something going on. It seemed like in that moment with that momentum, the hype would never slow. Also adding the fact that rappers basically determine how people would wear fits. And to this day, it's still kind of like that, but I would say it's dropped off way more. The whole hypebeast era where every kid was begging their parents for a Supreme hoodie and skinny ripped jeans came from people like Juice WRLD and Lil Uzi and X. One of the main reasons rap is getting burnt into the ashes now is that everyone is scared to be different. Back then when you heard a certain rapper,
Every
you could immediately...
every single person sounded the exact same. I remember I was in a stream, watching a stream, and it was Dante, DJ Academics. I'm gonna try to pull up the clip. Of it. Not the clip, but like the thumbnail, whatever, of the video that I'm talking about, bro. And when I tell you, it was entertaining. But you realize everybody tries to sound the same and talk about the same exact thing over and over and over and over. It's like, dude, can we talk about or sound like something different, dude? Come on. It gets to a point. So, like, for me, bro, other than J. Cole, I kind of got into my little punk rock type. You know what I mean? What's it called? What's that genre called? Alternative rock? No, it's not like that hard heavy metal. It's like punk. It's like punk music. I don't know, man. I don't know. But like the drum and bass type music, bro. That's the type of music that I've been listening to.
Point out their sound and
every
style.
single artist sounds the exact same, man, and I hate it.
Or even the way they rapped was unique. It would always be something changed with it. But now it's watered down for artists to try to sound like Cardi with maybe their own slight tweak. You could show me 5 new underground rappers that came out this year. Probably name some dumb shit too, like Triple Table 249 or Caramel Latte 2X. And I would not be able to point out who is what on each track. A lot of people say this is due to the access of certain music equipment being easier, so a lot of artists and people are using the same type of audio settings. If you look on TikTok, you can immediately tell that's what's going on too. And before someone says, oh, well, Tom, you don't do music. Yes, I know I don't do music. I understand it can be hard to make a certain sound or produce a beat. That's what makes it unique though. Like before modern music equipment and beat makers, each artist and producers had so much creativity because you had to be different and it took more skill. A lot of skilled artists know this and even stick with old music equipment, like Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars has been in the top 10 every year since 2010. He can always release a song and that gonna go crazy because he mixes old music equipment with new tech and it sounds good.
Bro, he just dropped an album. He just dropped an album that boys was rocking with. He literally just dropped an album not too long ago that boys was rocking with. I mean, this is a clip from the music video right here.
A sound that other artists don't have, and that's why people like it. A lot of new age rappers now either don't have the skills to do that or don't care to learn. There's a reason why someone like Kanye is so timeless, because he's mastered that craft and can transition between generations. And past 2020, that's probably the reason why male rappers started to fall off but female rappers started to trend, because at least they were more unique with it, but there ended up being
my gosh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What was the one problem, bro?
Women started getting tired of hearing every rapper talking about throwing it back and rapping about cooch. Also, the biggest female rapper who basically put it on is now completely coked out and crazy. So that era dwindled by pretty quickly, and now we're at a stage. As of 2026 so far, you don't really have a new rapper that's popping up and taking the year by storm. The last rapper I truly remember...
We don't even... Yo, look at... This is all I gotta tell you, bro. This is all I got to show you. We don't even talk about Nicki Minaj anymore, bro. Like, what is... Alright, bro.
Rapper that's popping up and taking the year by storm. The last rapper I truly remember popping off in the mainstream was probably Ice Spice, and that was 2023 to 2024. Also, people are now realizing they don't really care to go to rap artist shows because most of the time it's overpriced as f***. A lot of these rappers can barely get through half the performance.
Y'all know how much I love Cole. Y'all know how much I love Cole. Cole's my favorite artist of all time. When he dropped off Fall Off, bro, I almost shed a tear. I almost shed a tear when he finally dropped the Fall Off. It was perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect. But with that being said, there was no misses on the album. No misses. Every song was a classic. But with that being said, his tours is still too expensive, bro. The tours is overpriced. And I don't even think it's probably not even his fault. It's Ticketmaster. That's another conversation. Ticketmaster is another conversation, bro.
Without either
I'm just gonna
passing
have
out
to
from all
realize
the
and
lean
live
they're
with.
having, or
I'm never
crashing.
gonna see my favorite artist, my number one artist in the entire world of all time, ever in person. And you know, I just gonna have to cope. I'm just gonna have to cope.
Out and fighting someone in the crowd, then leaving halfway through. With other artists like pop artists, at least they try to give you a good show with visuals and stage performers. But moving on from rap music to music in general, something that's slowly ruining it is AI. Last year already, AI artists ended up being 10% of all music creators. Keep in mind that AI artists only started becoming a thing in the mainstream last year, so that's some scary numbers. In a span of 1 year, they took over 10% of total human music creators. Imagine 20 or 30 years. And you may be thinking, I don't listen to it and would never, so I'm good. Well, you might want to double check because you might have by accident. Yes, you may have been assaulted by an AI song and did not know. On TikTok since 2025, there's been multiple song trends that went viral that turned out to be AI. One of the biggest trends was a song called I Run by an artist named Haven. I can't play it here due to copyright, but I guarantee at least 90% of y'all probably heard this song on a TikTok. I personally don't know how people like it. It sounds spiritually Israeli to me, but it did blow up. The song has 2.1 million videos made to it just for reference. And when people started complaining, streaming platforms...
I probably know it if he played it. If it was played, I probably would know it, but off the name and everything, I have no clue what he's talking about.
Snipe that shit off their platforms, but the damage was done. When people listen to these AI artists, it pushes out all other real artists that make music out the algorithm. Because these music platforms only boost what's trending. Even though a lot of the younger generations may not listen to these artists, older generations don't give a fuck. They either don't know it's AI or don't care because they think it sounds good and they don't really have a problem with it being AI. When the We Are Charlie Kirk song came out, some of them genuinely thought it was a real song and poetic. It also doesn't help that you'll have AI artists pull a Shadow Clone no Jutsu, pop up and steal a real artist's flow and release songs. Because they can release unlimited songs.
Though, right now, this second, not saying it won't ever get to that, but right now, this second, it's easy to hear the it's the distorted audio. You hear distorted audio, so it's easy to pick up on the AI sound. Now, with that being said, it's not always going to be like that, bro. It's not always going to be like that. They're going to figure out a way to block all of that out, and then you really not going to know, bro. You're actually not going to just know.
And you best believe they'll have fans who will listen to it. An AI artist last year named Zanaya Monet charted on the Billboard charts for the first time ever. I fully blame Gen X and Boomers for this because I know this was not Gen Z. I ain't never been in the car and my homie said turn on that Zanaya Monet. If you're in my car and you turn on any AI music, just know we're not getting out that car and that shit's blown up. Believe it or not, she, or should I even call it a she, it's a robot. She signed for $3 million to a record label. Yes, the great morality of record labels. Instead of record labels paying their artists a livable wage, they can just buy an AI artist to produce unlimited slop.
Because they don't want to spend the money. They don't want to spend the money to pay these artists. So if they could just create an AI to keep spitting out as much music, because these labels be wanting to overwork these rappers, and boom, we gotta drop music here, we gotta drop. And that's one key thing on why all these artists be trash. It's because they don't have no time to cook up something, because these labels want to keep just doing this. Now that they have AI, they don't need the real people. They can keep doing it all day long. They can keep generating music all day long.
Profits for them. The hilarious thing is, this whole drought of music being dead could be solved by record labels and streaming platforms. A lot of these artists don't feel motivated to make music anymore, knowing they're not going to get paid good from it. Streaming platforms get their cut, then record labels get their cut, and artists get the crumb of that. Because of that, a lot of artists have transitioned to being content creators, because at least that will pay well. Oh, well, it should be for passion, not just profits. I thought that's what art's all about. Yeah, tell that.
That's what I'm saying. What do you mean? Boys still gotta pay their bills. Yes, it's a passion, but it's a passion so that you don't have to worry about money anymore. You're lit. You still have to pay your bills at the end of the day. You still got to pay your bills at the end of the day. So what do you like? You can't use that argument.
Landlord when you're 3 months late on rent and see what they say. It's simple science. While yes, the artists do love what they do, if they don't get paid fairly in a livable wage, they're gonna have to significantly drop the amount they do. And you can only tour so much in the year to make money, with that not even being a guarantee you'll make enough to survive for the year. So their best bet a lot of times is doing content and maybe streaming to at least have some income to survive.
Bro,
and
like
the
I
last
was
thing I
just
want to
saying
talk about
that, but when I looked at it's just pricing to any type of event. Concerts, wrestling, anything. NBA games, football games, anything. It's too overpriced. Boys, here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. About like pricing of concerts and all that. People need to, that's my cat in the background, but people need to charge what people can make. Or people need to pay more. If all these companies is charging more, these other companies need to pay more. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? They need to pay workers more. If everybody else is charging more. If you know what I mean, bro, you know what I mean.
Is concert pricing. You know how everybody says, oh man, this next summer about
You're
to be so lit, we about to be out
enough.
going to concerts, this 2026 summer gonna go crazy. Yeah, it's the exact opposite this year. We are staying inside for 2026 summer. You're better off navigating the American healthcare system than getting a normal price concert ticket in 2026. Not too long ago, I remember when I was in high school that people would chat with their homies and talk about whatever artist is performing in town, and everyone would save up working their fast food jobs to scrape enough to be able to go to the concert and vibe at it.
I've been to one concert ever in my life, and it was the Lil Baby and Lil Durk tour.
Hey race fans, I'm Lane Riggs, driver in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. I'm Tyler Ingram.
This was before 2020. That dream is definitely dead now. At minimum for mid-tier artists, you're now paying like $200 for some seats. Every artist for some reason think when touring they're at the level of Michael Jackson to charge absurd prices. They would probably make more too if they price it normally and not insane. I also think this is a direct correlation to why certain artists fall off. They start charging too much and people don't think it's worth it, which kills their momentum over time. If they were smart and know how simple business works, you charge the cheapest prices at the beginning to get people hooked, then slowly up it so the people you got hooked will keep coming. That's either simple business practices or drug dealer practices. I don't know who I got it from, but it's one of those things. It's not just the artists to blame too. It's obviously the ticket vendors as well, who have hands down ruined concerts and made them hell. I don't know if it's just me. I would 100.
StubHub do it bad too. StubHub and Ticketmaster, oh my, it's terrible.
Rather go to how they did it back then when you had to physically buy the ticket at a counter, then wait a week or two for whenever the concert was and use the ticket. At least you weren't getting ripped off by random fees and price raises. Ticketmaster is still the worst at it, and they were getting sued by the government, which started in 2024. So people were cheering and happy, hoping a change could finally be done to the company, hoping they could have this terrible company stop their practices and break up their monopoly. But it turns out when you transition presidential administrations, things change. As of March 2026, they finished the lawsuit by paying a settlement and getting a slap on the wrist. 30 states were involved in this lawsuit, by the way. I guess it shouldn't be that surprising. The judge handling it directly said that the outcome was entirely unacceptable, yet they still don't care. We had like one chance to help with this, and now that's probably gone. Other states also didn't accept the outcome, so they decided to keep suing anyways, which is hilarious. You would expect with a federal lawsuit, states like to believe in the system and see it as concrete, so they would just move on. But this move was so stupid and blatantly dumb that states said, hold up. Nah, we ain't done. We run this back. I already talked about dynamic prices before, but that isn't helping also. It should 100% be an illegal practice. The scam is in the name. And a lot of artists also offer VIP packages for their concerts, which are complete cap or ripoffs. You have a normal ticket for like $150, but the VIP package is $500. And for the $500, it includes that you're closer to the stage.
But them VIP tickets be like thousands of dollars. I'm sorry, no ticket in wrestling should go for thousands. maybe 1,000 max, but thousands? No, it should not. It should never be thousands, and definitely not for music either.
And get a free food and beverage. Probably a reheated hot dog and a warm Gatorade too. Ain't nobody want that. I don't understand why some artists offer this package and they're not at the level to give something.
Everything's cooked.
Anyway,
bro. Everything's cooked. Everything's cooked, and we're just gonna have to wait, if ever, for the thing to shut down, like the crash, the market to crash. We're gonna have to just wait for the market to crash, so everything to get brung all the way down. Even if that's even a thing, I believe it is a thing. I think it happened back in 2008, but yeah, man, everything's expensive, and everybody's upcharging. Everything's upcharging. Everybody's upcharging at everything. Concerts, freaking the movies, the wrestling shows, that show, this show, every show. If you have a show, it's upcharging, bro. Even these, we talked about in one of the last videos actually when I did one of these. I think it was from Tommy too. Same thing goes with these streaming services, bro. It's just everything. Moral of the story is everything's upcharging, everything's getting more expensive, and it's not gonna change. It's not gonna change. But anyways, tell me in the comment section down below, what do you think about what's going on? Music is been in the grave for the past 2 years. I'm sorry, the music has been in the grave for the past 2 years. Kendrick and Drake did get it out of the grave. Did get it out of the grave. But then after that beef, and then after Not Like Us, it just went right back into the grave, bro. It fell right back into the grave, and that's where it stays now. J. Cole's the only person that now I ain't gonna lie, this year Kid Laroi dropped something good. Don Toliver, and I like Don Toliver, and I like some of the songs off that album he dropped. And then J. Cole, Kid Laroi, and Don Toliver. But we'll have to wait and see after some more drop. We're waiting on Drake's album, Iceman, to drop. And I feel like by July, August, we'll see where we're standing, bro, with music. But tickets to these shows, even with J. Cole, bro, even J. Cole might go. But I looked at them tickets, and it's just not worth it. I'd rather spend that money on something better. You know what I mean? Something that's gonna last longer, something better. You know what I mean? Entertainment should not be costing your entire mortgage. But again, link in the comment section down below, or link is in the description down below to the original of this video. And hit that like button and subscribe button, and I'll see y'all. I have no clue when I'm gonna see y'all, but I'm gonna see y'all, bro. Peace.